So obviously we had the horrible terror attacks in both New Orleans and Las Vegas. Now, unrelated to those, yesterday was New Year's Day, and so the People's Forum had a pro-Palestine protest march planned for New Year's Day. The idea, we're going to not forget about Gaza in 2025. We're going to be out on the first day of the year protesting for an end to the genocide happening now. Hundreds of New Yorkers have taken the streets to demand an end to the genocide in Palestine. The struggle for liberation continues even stronger in 2025. Makes perfect sense. They would have a New Year's Day protest to symbolically show that this is going to be in our hearts and minds for the next year. We did not forget about Gaza in 2024. But the Party for Socialism and Liberation also tweeted out the march. They are sort of partnered organizations there. On New Year's Day, protesters take to the streets of Manhattan to demand an end to the U.S.-Israeli genocide on Gaza. The struggle for a free Palestine continues into 2025. Well, End Wokeness, said New York City, actually we should call him Fed Wokeness from now. I like that name. New York City, just a few hours after a jihadist killed 15 in New Orleans. So this was a big thing. The New York Post made a big thing. They're out protesting Israel just hours after this attack. They made it sound like they came out into the streets to gloat about the attack, which is, of course, ridiculous.
Yeah. It takes a lot of planning to do this kind of march.
Well, here, just right away, we could not, 3 minutes of research, you could knock this down. New York City.
They don't care.
No, they don't care. No, just a backhanded smear. New York City, all out for Palestine, Wednesday, January 1st, 3 p.m., Times Square, 43rd Street and Broadway. You notice I highlighted some text in the lower right-hand corner of this image, which says this was posted 3 days ago. So it's 3 days ago as of last night, which would have meant that was posted on, the 29th of December, which is 2 days before the attack in New Orleans. So it was not organized last minute to gloat about the New Orleans attack.
Of course not.
If you knew a goddamn thing about anything, you would know that pro-Palestine activists are deeply suspicious that ISIS is a covert attack dog for Israel. Like, that is a widely held suspicion. So the idea that pro-Palestine people are somehow sympathetic to that's absurd. It's the complete opposite. Pro-Palestine people are probably more against ISIS than anyone. But of course, End Wokeness doesn't know that. End Wokeness knows they like Muslims, ISIS Muslim, Muslim woke, bad, woke bad.
They don't care though. They don't care. Like they might know. They don't care. It's not about that. It's all about throwing out a narrative. And in the end, and this is what's funny about people perceiving sites like End Wokeness as fighting the establishment, they're all deep state tools. It's just like the edgier outer limits of the IDW. It's all the same bullshit. They just use this culture war nonsense, which again is nothing new. This is nothing new. Jesus Christ, HBO had a whole series, Homeland, built around ginning up these kinds of false equivalencies. This is nothing new. It's for the people who want the illusion that you're fighting the state by siding with it, that these sites exist.
Exactly. And now let's hear from some of the MAGA faithful. Nick Sorter, fairly high-profile MAGA handle. I can't wait until they try this shit when Trump's back in office. They'll make roundups and mass deportations very easy.
Don't call us fascist. We're not fascists.
Right, we're not fascists.
We're not fascists at all.
No,
we want political dissidents rounded up and deported. What fascism?
What fascism? We need mass deportation soon. Hopefully Trump follows through on his promises, says Wall Street Mave Jesus Man says, deport every last one of them. I don't care what their status is. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so even the citizens.
Send the Americans.
So
Ship
even the
out
Americans should be deported.
Yeah, no. You're being smeared as fascists.
It's a very friendly
It's a
lot
terrible
here.
smear.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Juanita Broderick, Juanita Broderick, one of the she was one of the people who red-pilled me, but wrong about this. This is no coincidence. Who is behind them? No, it actually. Go ahead.
This is what happens with these people. They get treated so badly and personally attacked by the liberal class. And who supports them? Oh, the conservatives. And gradually they take on their causes, they take on their attitudes, because not only are these your patrons, these are your protectors against the liberals who not only covered up your horrible sexual assault at the hands of one of their brightest stars, but try to completely destroy your life in the process. Yeah, so then that whole crowd says, no, we believe you. Eventually start taking on causes that have nothing to do with that original cause.
Yeah, so Juanita Broderick says, this is no coincidence. Who's behind them? Well, it's no coincidence that they had a protest plan for New Year's Day, because New Year's Day is a special occasion that a lot of people have off, and there's a symbolism in going out on New Year's Day to protest against genocide. What is a coincidence is that an attack happened between when they planned the rally and when the rally happened.
Right.
They certainly weren't going to cancel the protest. They weren't going to say, oh, I guess we don't care about genocide anymore that this happened. Who is behind them? She says, Harold M.F. Peck. Why are they allowed to take over Manhattan? It's called a march that you get a permit for. It's not taking over Manhattan. It's called demonstrate. It's called exercising a First Amendment right.
These people are so stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Like that. I'm not saying everybody aligned with Trump. I'm not, but come on, man. Some of y'all, you want to talk about liberals are stupid? Come on, man. Like, that's not stupid. That's not stupid. Why are they allowed to take over Manhattan? There's 8 million fucking people here. Take over Manhattan.
It's a march. They get a permit for a march. You never heard of a parade? You never heard of a march? Arrest for impeding traffic or some such. Deport any non-citizens immediately, says Joe Sanders. Who applied for the permit and who issued the permit? Donald Trump will have a new FBI, and that new FBI may want to know who did the do. No, these are not the new brown shirts at all. No.
Which again, why you a bitch for Israel, man? I thought you people are America first.
Right. Exactly.
America first. Why are you doing the bidding of Israel?
Well, these are the rank and file people who bought, you see, End Wokeness may know the subtleties that there's no way pro-Palestine protesters would not condemn ISIS. Obviously, every single pro-Palestine person I know probably hates ISIS more than the average person because they think of them as doing Israel's bidding, right?
Right.
So
just like leftists hate Democrats more than most Republicans do.
Right. Exactly. So End Wokeness may know that, may not know that. But certainly the chuds who follow him mostly don't know that, and you just see the fucking stupidity. Not just ignorance of that dynamic, ignorance of, like, the basic Bill of Rights. Like, why are they allowed to take over the street? Who issued the permit? The FBI. See, we got Kash Patel. See, so once again, we talk about Kash Patel. The guy's saying, the new FBI, Donald Trump's FBI, Kash Patel, says we have to wake up and prioritize Israel more. So maybe he'll get to the bottom of who issued a permit for a pro-Palestine protest on New Year's Day. Yeah. Dove Hikins, whatever that is. I get it. You need to have your rallies. I have my opinions, but free country. Okay, here's a moderate, right? Knock yourselves out. But what about some common decency? The day of the terror attack? Clearly, you don't consider the innocent people that lost their life today your fellow Americans. If you did, you'd have the sensitivity to take a night off. If that's the case, and you don't feel those were your fellow Americans, I say, get the hell out. Again, just a completely
he took the long way around, yeah.
Right. I just, again, a completely asinine take. The two have nothing to do with each other. This was not done
Right.
in
It's
response.
not related.
It's not related. It's not related. If anything, like I said, the pro-Palestine people are more bothered by this because they see this as a pretext for the expansion of Greater Israel. The more instability at the hands of Islamic terrorists, the more Israel gets to, make their case that we have to back them.
It's
to
a
the
clash of
hills.
civilizations.
Right. It's the clash of civilizations. Exactly. So un-American and vile. Hashtag NYC.
Who says?
Hashtag
Who
New
says?
Orleans attack.
Last I heard, protesting is the most American. I thought that isn't that what you guys all come out and talk about every Veterans Day? How they fought to preserve our freedom and our rights.
Thomas Jefferson said dissent is the highest form of patriotism. Thomas Jefferson. You liked him? He was a conservative. He'd have been MAGA if you were around today.
Yeah.
Jefferson. Look at their timing, motherfuckers. Again, just so asinine. Just unbelievably asinine. It starts out with a backhanded smear that could, like I said, you could debunk that smear. It took me 3 minutes to find, literally 3 minutes, to find this that was posted a few days ago. That does not stop this hack from smearing them in that way. And then, forget it, a chud pile on where you just see not only just complete ignorance on display, but a true contempt for the very constitutional system that they claim is so important to them. Who gave them a permit? Let's investigate who gave them the permit. Why are they allowed to take over the city? It's a march. It's a march. It's just incredible.
It's all mind control, man. You know, we talk about which people on our side of things, on our general side of things, are an op, who's getting paid, who's taking some of that CIA money. A lot of these people are taking that money. That's what that's for. What does End Wokeness do? That's their purpose. Their purpose is to take people who don't really know very much and play on their resentments, some legitimate, some not. And at moments like this, you've gained their trust by empathizing with their grievances or giving them the perception that you do. And then they steer them into a deep state agenda under the premise that somehow this is the people claiming their power, when really you're just doing the will of the deep state. That's it. It's all one big fucking op, and you're just living in it.
That's right.
Please clap.